Rhinos are some of the most weird looking yet wonderful creatures in the African bush. Years of illegal poaching and increasing pressure on the conservation of the species have seen a dramatic decline in their population all over the continent. But finding rhinos with full-length horns is a challenge nowadays, as most game reserves and national parks dehorn their rhinos in an attempt to deter poachers. It's because of this that I will be spending the next 3 days in the wilds of Africa, attempting to track, find and photograph rhinos in all their glory, full horn and all. I've only got 3 full days on the reserve, so I've got my work cut out for me. I'm going to start first by driving as many roads as I can to see if I can pick up on any fresh tracks or signs of rhinos crossing the road. If that doesn't work, I'm going to camp out at various watering holes to see if a rhino maybe comes in to have a drink. And then as a last resort, if we still don't have any luck, we'll have to go crashing through the bush and hope we come across some sign or some tracks. Try and find them that way. I just bumped into this little guy here, a little black-backed jackal. There's actually 3 of them around here. And that's what I always find so exciting, is when you're out and, like now, we've got a specific goal in mind, we're trying to find some rhinos, but you never know what you're going to bump into. So I've got 2 on this side of the road and 1 that side somewhere, but these are young ones, so I'm going to spend a bit of time with them, see what these guys do. I'm sitting on the ground now, next to the car, just to see how they react and what they do. And the one closest to me is kind of half curious, just sniffing and staring. But the other one, a little bit down the game trail, is still fast asleep, not a care in the world. I'm going to see if I can get some low angle shots of these guys. Man, that was cool. That was one of the best photo experiences I've ever had with wildlife in the African bush. We've got some tracks here. There's just this nice big flat prints on the side of the road here. So we'll have a look. These are some white rhino tracks. If you look at that, have a look here. So you can just see the size of that track. So there's the front toe, there's the right hand toe, left toe here. Big print. You can see the tracks go all along the side of this road here. And at the very end of this road, there's a watering hole. So who knows, maybe we're lucky and they're having a drink. So let's go have a look. I can still see the tracks in the road here. Let's see. No, no rhino. So over here we've got a nice big rhino midden. You can see all this white rhino dung. Bunch of dung beetles and stuff busy rolling their little balls and doing their thing. And it's pretty fresh. I think that might be what I was smelling earlier. So we're definitely in the right area, right spot. We just need to get lucky. It started getting really hot, and I knew that any rhinos out in the bush would be taking shelter under some trees. So I decided to head back to camp for some lunch before heading out again in the afternoon. It didn't take too long before I bumped into a Morgana guide out on drive, and he told me of a rhino sighting nearby. It's actually really exciting. The rhino's not too far from where we are, and with information as fresh as it is now, I'm pretty confident the rhino would still be there. Only question is if there's going to be other game vehicles in the sighting, so we'll see. We got it, our first rhino. It's a beautiful, beautiful, healthy bull. And he's just busy feeding in this nice open plain. The rhino was heavily backlit, and before I could get any decent shots, he decided to walk off into the bush. I did, however, bump into some striped creatures that posed beautifully as the sun was starting to set and gave me some spectacular golden light. So I decided to leave at Sparrows this morning and get here before sunrise so that I can be here as the sun is coming up. And I was really hoping that there would be some rhinos or something waiting at the watering hole as soon as we got here, but unfortunately nothing. So I think we're going to sit here for a while and just see if something does come in from the surrounding bushes to have a drink or come and feed in this open area. Sat here for over an hour now, and there still hasn't been any large mammal action. So I think we should get out of here and see if we can pick up on any tracks or anything driving around on the roads. One of the Mongena guides just called in a white rhino on the radio at one of the watering holes. So I'm going to make my way there. Hopefully it sticks around long enough for us to get there and get some shots of it. The light is beautiful right now, so if we can get there quick enough and the light can stick around for a while, we might actually get some good shots. We found it. I can't believe we actually found it. It's just a pity the light's disappearing. But we got a rhino. The lighting conditions weren't great as the sun had already set, and on top of that, the rhino decided to disappear into the thickets. But what waited for me on the way back to camp definitely made up for the lack of success with rhinos the entire day. This is our final day in the bush, our Hail Mary, the coup de grace, if you will. And we really need to find a rhino today with some good light to actually photograph. Unfortunately, every time we find rhinos so far, and the light hasn't been on our side. So I'm really hoping that we can find a rhino and actually get some good light on it and really get some good photos. That is the mission of this video after all. So let's see if we can get it right. It didn't take too long before I bumped into my first rhino of the day, but my excitement was sadly short-lived. Guys, we've got a rhino. We've got a rhino. Yes. No. No, don't do it. So obviously with our luck, literally just before the light actually gets golden, he walks off into the thickets. Fortunately, there was a road just on the other side of the thickets he moved into, but what was waiting for me on the other side was just spectacular. Wow. No ways, guys. We've got a whole crash. We've got a whole crash of rhino here. He obviously had some lady friends that he wanted to go visit. And the day has only just begun. Crazy, absolutely crazy. All this hard work and all that time, we finally get a decent shot of a rhino. We still have the entire morning ahead of us, so there's no point in not looking for any other rhinos or any more. So you never know what we're gonna find. So let's get out of here. Yeah, man.
Man, get this life for free from the Most High. The way we come, we go one time. Make I live my life and do shakara. Make I kick away from me bad vibes. Men body, they set up.
Well, today is definitely the day for rhinos. I've got two lying in the road here ahead of me having a nap. So I'm just going to slowly approach, see if we can get some good footage of them. Yes. That was just absolutely insane. Crazy. We've been sitting here for an hour now. They were just sleeping, slowly got up, slowly walked this way, went into the bush, and now they're disappearing into the thickets. But man, was that a cool sighting. I'm just so stoked we got rhinos twice on the last day. It was raining rhinos at this stage, and it didn't take me too long to bump into yet another crash, this time with a cow and a calf. Unfortunately, this sighting was quite busy with other game viewers, so I decided to go have a coffee break and come back later. I think it's time for a coffee while we wait for that rhino sighting to clear up and see if we can get lucky enough to pull into that sighting. Hopefully that cow and calf sticks around, but I think we first need to have some coffee and celebrate the success of this morning, because it's been a very successful morning. I almost want to say that I'm all rhinoed out, but we all know that's not even close to being true. I don't think there is such a thing as enough rhinos. So I'm just finishing my cup of coffee, and then we're going to head back to that watering hole to see if we can find that cow and calf. Fingers crossed that they're still there. And if they're not there, luckily we had some really good rhino encounters this morning. So that's just going to be a bonus on top of the bonus if we find that cow and calf again. Luckily for us, the cow and calf didn't go anywhere. And as an added cherry on top, there were 3 other rhinos with them as well. The wind is in my favor. I'm at a good safe distance away, and my car's an arm's length here to my right. So I just need to make sure I keep an eye on the wind and keep an eye on them, and we should be good.